Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the We Talk About It All podcast.
Well, not where we talk about it all, because it's the We Watch It All podcast. Where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for. It was a lot of confusion before this, so I'm a little flustered now. Okay, well, welcome to the episode before the end. It's episode 6, Tantric Tantrums.
Real Housewives, girl trip, something, da-da-da-da-da.
That couldn't have been any more monotoned if you tried. Good job. So, of course, it starts with Pepsi snatching a tissue as he leaves the interview room, reminding us of how he was teary-eyed and crying.
Yeah.
That was really sad, I'm not going to lie. He was really sad.
And I was right, he was crying at the bar.
Out on the floor, yeah.
Yeah, I was like...
You couldn't tell, it was like such a quick, like, little boop that, you know.
Before they scooped him into the confessional room to cry.
Well, that was smart. Some producer was on their feet.
Gotta get that on high quality camera, not the little security ones.
They probably were like, Pepsi, do you want to relieve yourself of some inner angst?
Pepsi, we have tissues. Follow us.
Yeah, here you go.
And they just locked him in the confessional.
Yeah, because there was somebody in there with him. Did you see that lady?
Somebody has to man the camera and stuff, and the producer has to ask them questions.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like when the girls go in there, I feel like they just turn it on themselves, but maybe Pepsi's not, camera.
I don't think the girls are too. They're just doing it for, aesthetic reasons. Like, oh, look at the turn on the camera. It's really maybe personal. It's not. But
it starts with all the women getting dressed for the white party, which is going to be Marisol's event for this evening. The best is Heather is getting dressed, and Portia comes into the room, and we don't know at this point why she's wearing these sunglasses at night. We do find out later that she had some kind of skin irritation or something.
Yeah, when you look at the side, you could see
it looks a little puffed.
Something.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Whitney's reason was for the sunglasses, though.
Yeah, I don't know why she had them on. She may be just sympathetic. I don't know, but Heather asks her if she wants to take a shot. And I'm like, oh, how nice. Look, they're interacting. Yeah. Didn't see it coming when she's like, come over here. I got this great bottle of Casa Azul in my room.
It's not Casa.
What is it?
Clase.
Clase?
C-L-A-S-E.
That's not how they pronounce it, though.
No, it's not. But when you actually Google the bottle, that's the name of it.
Interesting. Okay,
yeah.
Well, there you go. I stand corrected. Clase. Azul.
De Clase?
Yeah, well, there you go. And it took Portia a second, too. So I'm glad because she was there in the moment. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're referencing Giselle's bottle, which you think we're going to get some great revelation because...
Yeah, or I thought she was at least going to be, really still homed in on it because it's the same day, but she just kind of dropped it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You both went to your rooms, fit to be tied, and then all of a sudden, okay.
Unless the producer pulled her aside and listen, we don't know where this is. We know Candace didn't take it. We know none of the girls took it.
But she still said, I want to know where my bottle is, but...
I want to know where the bottle
is, too,
okay? Because I'm going to be honest, the bottle's just popping up everywhere I am. I see
it's following her now.
You see it, in a YouTube video. You see it here, and it's there goes Giselle's bottle.
That's some small print, girl. I'm sorry, it is. You know me, I have to pull this up as big as I can before it's off the screen, but... You thought, for some reason, that you were going to get some kind of, extensive expose or somehow we were going to find it because...
they set it up Pepsi was going to reveal where it was.
Yeah, because Pepsi was they refreshed her memory with him crying on the floor, like we said, and blah, blah, blah. And he calls all the ladies in to come, sit down. He wants to talk to them. Leah looks like death warmed over, so I don't know how much better she got from...
Well, we know...
Yeah, she doesn't get much better, but she doesn't look well at all. No. Maybe it's just the outfit she was wearing I wasn't a fan of. I don't know, but he pulls all the women together, tells them that he's upset and that everything he does is real and from his heart, and he doesn't understand what these women are doing. And, Portia and Giselle put it perfectly. He doesn't understand. We're not women on vacation. Yeah. We're housewives. And it's so funny how that word has taken on a whole iconic thing. Meaning. Different than what it normally means. To be a housewife. It's they're housewives.
Well, because I thought Pepsi might have been briefed to some extent.
Oh, to make a little statement or
not
to
like
shut
that.
it.
No. I'm saying briefed on who these women are before they came. Slightly. That's your old phone.
I turned it on for
Cooper. It's coming back from the grave to haunt us in the podcast.
I turned it on for Cooper, but he doesn't want it now, so oops.
Yeah, I thought he would have a little briefing or something hey,
to be honest, they could have, but
he might not have realized.
No, because how we said about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, the 3 that came in, I think they even Jen Fessler, who apparently has been around Ziggy and Margaret. I'm sure they have, and they have watched it.
Yeah.
They all said it is like unlike nothing you've seen when you're in the middle of the fight. Like, it's like nothing you've seen. So it's like, I'm sure he's the same way. They at least have a concept of what these shows are about. He probably is like, oh, okay, some famous housewives or whatever, celebrity housewives. But he tries to just explain to them, like, I don't understand how you guys act. You're at each other's throat, and then you're hug, kiss, kiss, and everything is okay. He goes, I don't understand how you do this kind of stuff. And then poor Leah. I'll throw a bone. Oh, sorry.
Poor Leah.
Leah. She is trying to be like, so... I don't know, I say dramatic, but she was trying to be like, oh, Pepsi, when I was fainting and I was feeling like I was going to be sick and I heard your voice in the background, and then Portia just cuts her off. Yeah. Because Portia and Giselle are talking through this whole thing, and they're just like, yeah, we just got to say I'm sorry to him for making him feel that way. Because Giselle's like, I'm not apologizing for anything. I want to know where my bottle is. Still, she's on that bottle.
Yeah.
And she just cuts Leah off, and Leah just like kind of lets her do it, which I thought was weird.
Well, she was kind of looked annoyed, but I think she just realized maybe she must have known that her stomach still didn't feel well to the point of being like, I can't really fight, and I can't throw down with these ladies. But she still later tries when they go to eat dinner, though. So,
but I really thought that this whole thing was going to be that it was going to be cleared up with this. Like, I thought, okay, he's holding them. Or he was going to say, listen, we have no idea where the bottle went. Truly, we really don't know. It could have been misplaced. Like, I thought he was going to say something like that. Like, so we cannot go blaming each other because somebody could have thrown it out on accident. I thought he was going to throw that in there. Like, it could have been an accident. So that this way it's squashed. But no. It didn't happen. So they move on to the event. They all say, I'm sorry, hug, kisses. He's all happy now, Pepsi. And so Marisol's hosting an alcohol making party. She does make fun of Leah and says that if she's calling her party a cocky making party for cocktails, and she said if she actually had a cocky, maybe she'd be funnier. So that's the second time that she said something like that, Marisol, I think,
like
about her
wanting to drink.
Not so much her wanting to drink,
or just that she's boring.
Well, that she might be having a better time. But I think whatever Leah has going on is not helping.
No, I think the stomach, whatever this new
don't know what this is.
Stomach wanting to puke and crap yourself is something new. But prior to that, she was annoying.
Look, when she was feeling good, I feel like she was still miserable. So she can blame this on now being sick, but I still think
I think she was constantly miserable.
Yeah, I think she was miserable the whole time,
I definitely think it probably mostly is because Tinsley wasn't there, but I don't even feel like her and Tinsley are, like, friends like that.
I think they were enough on the show, but you know what the problem is? It's tough. If you really aren't somebody that knows how to have fun without alcohol, it is very hard. And it actually can make you more annoyed because you're watching all these people have a good time that you used to be able to do, and I think it makes you like more, I don't want to say hostile, but it makes you like
grumpy.
Yeah. So I think it is hard. I think something like that, she should not be around people like that, because
this
I
probably
think
be the last time she's on a girl's trip.
You know what it does? It, like, what is the word I want to say? Like, it exemplifies, like, it amplifies her not drinking, and like she's the only one that wasn't drinking.
That's
maybe if there was somebody else
but
that really
the other
wasn't
issue
drinking
too, is like because she is so like miserable, and everybody else is having so much fun. It just stands out.
That's what I'm saying.
Even with Marisol and the stomach, like she was like, she'd make her little complaints, but she'd get up and she'd keep going. Yeah,
it wasn't the same thing, which is interesting. But I don't know. Like we said, we have Portia wearing her sunglasses. Whitney is wearing sunglasses. Not sure why she's doing that. She could be drunk. She said that if she's not drunk by the end of tonight and in the pool, then she doesn't know what to say, which I didn't see her being such a partier. But after tonight's episode, I have a whole different opinion of her. Like, loosey-goosey, drinky-winky, crazy lady.
That's who she is,
I didn't think that's who she was.
I think she's the youngest out of the Salt Lake cast, so...
I think, probably, but I just didn't see that. I don't know. I just didn't see her. And, of course, after they make the cocktails, and they did have something she made sure she had something for Leah, though, even though she made the comment. I guess they made cocktails for her so that they could be... I just think there was... No, I think she made the same stuff, she just left out the alcohol. They were the mocktails. That's what I'm trying to think of the word. And, of course, Giselle brings her big pot of stuff to stir around, and she starts right in on Leah, saying that she was asking her why doesn't Portia like her or something.
Yeah, when she walked in the room to check on her, but look for her bottle.
See, I don't remember hearing her say that, but I'm sure
she did. No, that was
the
first thing when Giselle came in the room. She's like, did Portia say she hated me? Or Portia said she hates me?
Before she said hello to her?
Pretty much, yeah. Like when she walked in the room, when she was asking her about how she felt over the bottle, I guess. It was like really quick.
And then they bring up like the whole tagging. Like, well, they go into like the whole reason. Like,
yeah.
Because Portia looked a little dumbfounded. She was just, I mean, I know she knows that she doesn't like her, but she was like, well, what sparked this,
and the worst
whatever.
part is Leah literally explains why that if she didn't tag her, it's okay. She's like, I get it. We don't like each other. You don't have to tag. And it's like, well, then why are you going into this?
Who, Leah?
No, Leah explained why it's okay for Portia to not tag her, and she was making this whole big thing. Like, she explained, like, it's okay, like, if you did this, if you didn't want to tag me because you don't like me, and da-da-da. She literally gave her a reason why, yeah, it's valid that you didn't tag me.
Yeah, but I don't think that, like, that's the thing that I think Portia was trying to say. It's like, not that I don't like you. She goes, it's just not everybody is for everybody. And I get that because I have people like that. But I think that's all it is that she said, you're just not for me.
But Leah's thing was that, like, oh, you know, we talked about the social media. In my opinion, do I think anybody from Bravo fans went and attacked Leah or Candace because they weren't tagged in Portia's photo?
No, and honestly, I would not have remembered. I would have not have put that together because I get what they were saying about, like, how they were bullied and how the people came after them.
That's something totally different.
But that was something totally different. That was because of a thing, like, where your grandmother was dying and they thought you should have been with her, not because Portia didn't tag you. Could have just been, no one's ever going to be triggered by that because I would have just assumed, oh, maybe she didn't know her name, or maybe she forgot her, or maybe it got lost in all the tags that you put on of things. Like, I would have never thought,
in my head, the tagging of anything, Bravo fans are going to look at it and be like, ooh, they're not getting along on this trip. It's going to help Bravo with, like, promoting, being like, theorizing, being like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought.
With that. And my other thing, too, is Portia said that Leah's trying to come for her, but she cannot handle the Portia energy.
No.
Which is true. She was trying to get her little moment on the show, Leah, just now with the fight.
And that wasn't
and she couldn't because Portia went, poor Leah, no, Leah bye.
Yeah.
And she just kept going, Portia bye. And it's like,
it wasn't the same thing.
No, it just, you can't match the energy.
No.
And Leah walked away looking even worse, because now it's just like,
before she even left, though, Portia tells her that, you know, that she wasn't connecting with anybody, that she wasn't making any kind of connections with anybody. And then Whitney actually...
No, that was my best part, though.
Pops up.
No, but she goes, you haven't made any connections. And she was like, well, I've made connections with Whitney. And then that's when Whitney turns around and, like, kind of almost stabs her in the back. And it's like, well, you have been kind of miserable with the PMS.
She's like, let me give you some positive feedback or criticism or something like that. Which I think she was trying to be good, but she was just like... No, but
I was like, it was just funny because she was one of the people she named that I was like, I connected with her. And it's like, here she is just kind of turning around.
Like, you're constantly complaining about the PMS being hot. And then they, of course, run through a series of flashbacks showing her constantly talking about it. So it was quite comical because I'm like, okay, here we go. And then they just all start, I don't want to say going in on each other, but like just asking, like throwing out things.
Yeah, it was kind of supposed to be a puzzle game, being like, who did you connect the most with? Who'd you connect the least with, kind of thing. But because
Marisol starts saying something about being the I don't know how they got onto who was the loudest.
No, I think Marisol said she connected with almost everybody but Candace.
Yeah, because when she would
so
talk,
loud.
Yeah, when she would talk to her or something. And like,
I don't even feel like Candace is that loud like that.
I don't think she's that loud. I think she might have meant more like outspoken type instead, because she is. She'll be very vocal and she'll try to over talk everybody or whatever. But she said that classic line. She takes this is where Marisol was just on her game.
Yeah,
she's like, she takes a poll. She said, everybody raise their hand. Who thinks Candace is the loudest?
And I think
Alexis raised her hand. Portia raised her hand. I don't know if Giselle did.
I think Giselle did.
She might have, but...
I don't think Leah did. I don't know what Whitney did.
I don't know what she probably could have been phased out somewhere. But, of course, like, she says to Heather, she's like...
Yeah, Heather's kind of iffy on weight.
She's like, Heather, come on. You're going to say she's not she's not loud. What, are you already deaf? She was just, you have to love Marisol. She was on point. I don't know if she had more or less alcohol in her, but whichever way it was,
I think in the sit downs, I felt like she looked a little tipsy in the sit downs. In her sit downs when she had those cups, she was really giving me like a little like tipsy.
No, less. She's drinking it through a straw. You get drunk faster when you drink through a straw.
Well, in one sit down she had like a bedazzled like margarita kind of glass, and then now she just has like your typical like water bottle one.
God knows.
But there's no water in there because she said that.
Yeah, she won't drink it.
Maybe coffee.
But then, so then they go around to different folks, and Giselle calls out Heather for being flip-floppy.
Yeah.
Which I do think Heather can be a little bit of a flip-flopper, where she goes with
And Candace tried to stir trouble with Leah. I don't know if she gave that information to Leah to see if Leah would start drama, but it was about in the van where Heather was talking about Giselle and she would have wanted to flip the table on her.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was kind of saying, I want to see. See, I don't know, because she was kind of saying, I want to see if she's going to actually say.
Yeah, but I don't know if maybe she was loading Leah's arsenal with that to, like, if Heather didn't mention it, if she could call her out. But she actually did.
Yeah, she did. She said that she did. She mentioned a couple of the things that she said in the van, that she was that pissed that she wanted to flip a table. But Giselle at least was trying to say, like, listen, we have it tonight and a day, like, or something. Can we have like a do-over so where we can actually try to get to know each other and see? So I mean, I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
But I did kind of feel bad for Heather, because she was saying something to the effect of like, I always, I'm the type of person that always wants to be liked and picked.
Yeah.
And like, they were like, that's sad. You shouldn't want to be like that, which is true. You shouldn't, like, that's very needy. Like, do you need everybody's approval of like
I guess
yourself?
Also in this though, it's like more of like, she's coming into a group of these like high up housewives that you're gonna want,
like they're all
especially
well-known.
because I feel like Giselle would probably be like one of the bigger ones out of this group that you're gonna want to make sure you're in, like, you know what I mean? Where if it's like Leah, she may not care as much to, like vibe. What's the word I'm like? Vibe for her approval.
Oh yeah, I know what you're trying to say. Vibe, like, yeah,
that word. For Leah's approval, where she might rather somebody as big as Giselle.
Somebody says, I don't know who said it, they said that they were realizing that all this criticism actually kind of turned around and like was actually positive, because it, like, I guess like with the Giselle thing, it was just like with the Giselle thing, like she was saying like, can we have like a second chance, and
I don't know what Sissy thinks she sees.
A little hair standing up on the back of your head there, sis. She's got a mean old underbite.
Leave her alone.
Anyway, so I was very taken back, like I said, with Whitney's whole demeanor in this whole episode. Like, not to mention when she got up, she had like all sorts of tattoos that
on the side of her thing.
It like went all the way up her side. I was like really shocked at that. Didn't see that coming. And then of course you see Whitney and Heather hugging it out at the pool, because it was the most awkward, weird hug ever.
It looked like it went on forever, but it did go on forever because it started raining. Yeah. But my favorite thing though is in that hug, besides the girls all standing there being like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, that's so beautiful, them hugging. If you watch, I think it's Pepsi or somebody in there. There's like furniture out there, like, but it's like, like
they were
furniture.
picking it all up.
They were like running around them, grabbing it up to get it out of the rain so it didn't get all wet. But these two just stayed there and still kept hugging.
And you're like watching them, and then all of a sudden it turns around and there's like Portia totally disrobed in a whole black outfit. I'm like,
no, because she mentioned that she was going to get changed.
I know, but like how quickly, like that's what I'm saying, like,
because no, she said I'm going to get changed, and the other girls were supposed to be taking shots while she did that.
Yeah, but these two were out hugging by the pool. Like that wasn't that. It didn't seem like it. So that's what I'm saying. It had to be a decent amount of time on this crazy ass hug, because she had to walk all the way back to the room, get changed. It was just like okay, and then before you know it, they're in the pool.
Yeah.
And you just got Marisol going, oh my god, the microphones, another one.
Yeah, which I kind of like that they address the...
Yeah, I do like that they mention these kind of things. Yeah.
$6,000 microphones, which is why they pick up everything, these microphones.
Yeah.
Why you can't just go... That's why these people want these mics off. They are not cheap. They're good quality mics, hence why they get everything. But I thought about it. I was like, maybe this is why the housewives do strip down naked so often to jump in the water. It may just be a housewife thing, but it may just be easier to take your clothes off and pull it. The mic's gonna go with the clothes, so it may just be easier to do that than be like, oh, can somebody come and take off my mic? Where you can just take it, throw it off. Because typically when they have the bikinis on, you can see they don't always have the mic packs on, or they give them like special ones for the water stuff. So it's not as bad. But I was thinking, I was like, maybe that's why they do always end up skinny dipping. It's just like, get the mic off me at this point.
But I do love, yet again, Marisol on point. I'm going to go swimming with the Mormons.
Yeah.
And then Leah, who magically seems to be well enough this evening, jumps in and...
Oh, she did go in?
And, yeah, she jumped in and she had to comment on the fact that she is not complaining.
Did she? I missed that.
Yeah, she commented that she's not complaining.
I started zoning Leah out. I'll be honest, after she had her little moment at the table, you could have told me Leah went to bed.
This is interesting wording. Whit and Tay, Heatherm, and Candace and Leah and Marisol are all in the interview room, and they're all drunk.
Yeah.
So they were interesting. I'm not really sure what their whole point of being in that room was.
I think just sometimes they're like, let's go in the room, and that's
they probably thought there was something to that, but there was nothing.
No.
Today's temple day.
Yeah.
They're going to the temple, which, again, was Leah's idea.
How did she get to events?
Well, I don't know, but you know what? I feel like she went into this and picked two typical events. Like everybody, you go to Thailand, you go to see those elephants. Like I told you, my friend went to see those elephants.
Yeah.
It's a very popular place and thing to do. I'm sure this temple is also, but I'm wondering, did she actually do like investigative work to like see like
she just told Pepsi
was
what
the
to
popular
do?
Things?
That's why she's so thankful for him, because he set up all her stuff for her.
Either that, or she said, I want something that's like, you know,
typical
Thailand tourist thing that everybody should do when they come to Thailand.
And at first I thought she got a second day because of Tinsley, but Tinsley's day should have went to Portia. I feel like today should have went to Portia to make up for her day. But yeah, maybe she does get a makeup day on the last day. I don't really know.
I don't know how that worked out.
How that works. Maybe it was supposed to be. Nope, never mind.
No, but when you think about it, Whitney is...
Are you serious?
So Whitney actually did two things, too. She did the first
lunch, yes, maybe they're circling back around. Maybe if somebody wanted a second day, they got a second one. Everybody may not want a party.
No, that would make sense. Think about it. Because she did the first meal, and Leah did the elephants, and now it's Whitney and Leah again.
Huh. I don't know.
So there you go. She was setting up for the temple, and Whitney is hosting a dinner tonight that she says is a tantric dinner. Pepsi tells them that they have to watch what they're going to wear to the temple. And then you got, well, most of the girls had like, I guess like, everybody, I call them like a muumuus.
Yeah.
Except for Whitney, she had on a silk or satin blue bikini top with a coat over it.
Yeah, then she tied the coat shut when she got there.
She did tie the coat shut, and she had like these satiny pants, which I'm sorry, that shit had to be hot as hell. Maybe it was silk. If it was silk, then she might have been okay, but I don't know. That would have wrinkled too much, and I didn't see enough wrinkles in it. Before you know it, they're sitting down discussing the temple, discussing what they're going to. I guess they have to bring offerings. So that was the stuff they brought in the town and all like that, which I didn't understand until I saw what they were. I didn't know who they were offering that stuff to. I just thought they were leaving it.
I thought they said that to the monks.
Yeah, but I didn't know who they were.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
Oh.
Huh?
I don't know what you're doing.
Who?
I don't know what you're doing. But the best part of all happens out of nowhere, because we're like, oh, great, Leah's going on an event today. I'm sure there'll be lots of complaining, even if it is her event. Nope, scratch that. She gets up and starts screaming, I'm going to throw up. Now, here's the thing. If I'm going to throw up, I'm going to the first bucket I can find.
Yeah, she went all the way to her room.
She ran on a freaking marathon. I felt like she was never going to stop. Like,
she was doing laps around the whole house.
Like, what the hell? Find a bucket, put it down. But it didn't.
The best part, though, was the music that they're playing.
You go all of a sudden, they're like, oh,
I'm like, do you hear that music they have? And then they cut back to them, the girls, or something normal. And then you hear cuts back to Leah. It's almost
I think
like
it was
that.
Candace going to follow her or something like that.
Yeah, it's almost like that. What's that music that they play? Like when there's like, I can't even think of it. It's in TV shows when they have just like people running around.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
It's almost like a circus song.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Like a
yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what they were playing.
Yeah, she was hustling, and I was like, yikes, she ran so far. Then I realized, like, she was trying to get to her room, but I'm like, seriously, there was no main bathroom just there, like, for anybody, like, in that main common area.
There has to be, or something for at least for the people who are cooking and the staff. They have a bathroom.
They have to have their own bathroom. So, of course, she didn't even throw anything up. I don't know.
She was dry heaving.
right on her heels, which is amazing because she was really hauling ass, was the emergency person that was trying to, figure out what was going on, and they offered to give her like electrolytes or something just to see, because they said everything was normal, like her pressure, her sugar,
she was lying today.
You think so? Why do you think she was lying? This was her event. I could see her enjoying this.
I know, but I just think she was done. I think she had a disconnect with the group. She just didn't look sick to me in the bed after the trying to puke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't think she was going to get taken to the ER, but...
No, but she's in there looking like she's roughed up, though.
Girl, watch this. Do I look roughed up?
Yeah, but would you want to go to an ER in a foreign country? Like, if I thought I was just going to hang out in the bed by the pool...
I don't think she thought she was going to the ER. But I think it might have been something as far as, like, Leah, we don't know what's wrong with you. You have to go now, kind of thing. And like,
I don't know. I think she would have manned up and said she was not as bad off. I don't know. I can't see her going there. Something's going on, but I don't know what it is. So everybody felt bad because now, of course, she's not going in. It's her event.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to flinch. They all just got right in the vans and hustled right themselves out. Come to find out.
Oh my God.
What?
Look at this. I accidentally pressed the type button, and I'm like, what is going on here? It's literally typing everything we're saying in my phone. I looked down, I'm like, why does it say hustles into the van?
She'll be like, my notes are never ending. Gosh.
Okay.
It's like my... Oh, no matter.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so... They're on their way there, and somewhere along the line they mention when they get it's more when they get to the temple, they mention that Leah ended up actually in the ER.
Yeah.
So she's in the ER, and one of the producers asks Marisol about Leah, and she says, she's not with us? She's not with us?
That's how forgettable
she is. This just makes me, I remember who Marisol was on Miami, and makes me just want to get to Miami right away and watch, because I'm like, if this is who she is.
I think I might have heard Miami's filming.
Oh my God!
Everybody's filming now.
She's just priceless. She's golden. Pepsi takes them through the temple, explains the different rituals. It seems like he was telling them, I gotta touch the head, kiss the nose, something like that. It was like
they were putting gold leaves. The gold leaves, depending on where you put them, is what you would like receive, like health, love, something like that.
Okay, that was interesting.
That was interesting.
No, I thought there was a lot of interesting things going on in this temple, like that were just a little weird and like odd to have like put together. Like there was that, and then there was like
it was a do it all in one temple.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Get it done.
And then they go into this other big room where there's the monks, I guess, sitting, and they have to offer their little goodie basket or whatever and tell them their intention for the monk. And I was like, oh, okay, so what does this have to do with you? Like, I didn't get. I guess you were just making, I don't know, an offering to them.
Maybe the monks then gave, maybe you know where they got all those, like, things that they took out with the numbers and it gave stuff? Maybe the monks, I don't know.
Do that? I don't know. It was interesting.
I guess it's more of something like, I don't know, maybe it's more of like if you went to a church, you'd give something to the priest.
I guess.
I guess this is how they get their stuff.
Maybe it's to pay for the gold leaf that you're putting down. I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. But
yeah, maybe there's not like an entrance fee. Like like museums are based on donation.
You give a donation to the priest.
Something
because they said give something that you think they would need. Because a couple of them were saying like, I'm picking this because I think they probably wouldn't have this or something like that. But then, like you said, as they're leaving, Pepsi tells them to pick a number, and it's going to tell their fortune. The fortunes were cuckoo, luku, duku. Because
some of them were normal, though.
Some of them were very normal, and then some of them weren't. Like, Giselle was the first to go, and he said, be careful, because whoever you're going to get with is going is broke. Is broke or something like that. And she's like, yeah, not happening. And then I think he went on to a couple of different ones. He said Candace, I think he said Whitney does something with charity and volunteer.
The homeless.
Marisol will have good business. Candace is a loner. You're like that she's a loner, but she's very strong or something.
Yeah.
And Heather's kids are going to be lucky. Or,
she's going to have like luck with them. They're going to have luck with
them. I don't remember what Alexis's was.
I don't know. I think it was just something very general.
I don't remember what it was, but then
maybe
of course...
Maybe they didn't do hers.
I don't know. I feel like they would have done everybody's. And then, of course, they go to Portia, and she's apparently going to have a problem with a lesbian. Which I don't even understand what that means.
My favorite, though, is...
into a fight with one, or...
My favorite, though, is in her sit-down where she's like, when there's the word on the street... you're like, but the word on the temple
is where it's at. Yeah.
That's that. She's like, you gotta take that serious.
And then you got Marisol saying, Portia's got a lesbian? What? Like, she's, of course, still jacking it up. No doubt. But it starts, like, pouring raining, and they have to, like, hustle themselves out of there. There was a lot of raining at this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming Thailand does get a lot of rain for some reason, but it's...
I don't really know. Might have been the time of year they were there.
Well, I also think that's what happened to what's-her-name's event.
Portia's. Yeah, it got rained out. She was
so
supposed to go somewhere, I think. And then...
Yeah. Maybe there's a time of year that's better than not. I don't know. You would think they would have looked into that.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something else that happened with them in Thailand. I was like, I feel like the crew should have researched this better. I think it was the weather. But I thought to myself, where I was like, they should have...
Maybe this is the best time that they could... Like, maybe it's worse at other times even. I don't know. But we do get a little more info on the mysterious driveway and why no one can drive up the driveway. Portia actually mentions it. She's like, who makes a driveway that you can't drive up? I mean, she doesn't really say why, but...
Weight. Like, you know, like how like trucks can't go down certain roads. Maybe it's cheaper to, like, not...
But she actually addressed the fact that you cannot drive up the driveway, so that's why they're always walking up it.
Which... Listen, I get they just have to walk up there every day, but you got to keep in mind that camera crew had to lug all that equipment and stuff into this house up that driveway. They're going to have to take it back out. That's a lot. And also all the food.
Even if you try to put it on something, like that cart, a dolly or something.
It's going to get stuck because it's cobblestone.
Yeah, it's cobblestone. It's going to be
And there's the hill. It's going to roll right off.
Yeah. I don't know.
Best of luck to them.
So then, of course, we do need a Leah update. Because what kind of people would be if we didn't care about Leah? So Candace calls her at the hospital. There was a couple of little, like, spots where we saw her, like, they flipped in and out, like, where she was complaining about her head or something. Candace tells her that there's going to be no one here to pick on, so it's going to be probably very boring.
Well, no, yeah, Leah asks her, she goes, is it boring there without me?
Yeah.
No, they're actually enjoying themselves. Like, they were actually bonding like a group on this trip, like having a good time.
Yeah. I thought at the temple they were doing good, like,
they were just acting like just a normal group, on like, almost like season 1. They were just there to have fun, and that was it. So apparently Leah was the problem, had to get rid of her. I'm
just wondering when the hell she's coming back, because like you said, there is only one more day. Like, so you're spending your last 2 days. I think they're just
popping her right on the hospital bed on the plane, send her home.
I don't know. There's only 2 more days left. So
but you know what? Imagine she got stuck there like longer because they couldn't like discharge her in the hospital.
Well, it happens. A gentleman in my job had an aneurysm, and he was from France, and he was not going to be allowed to travel until he had, I think, 2 other surgeries, and he didn't go home for 6 months.
Wow.
Because, I mean, you can't fly with an aneurysm or any kind. You had to make sure you were totally in the... His family had to come over here. So, I mean, I could understand maybe why she was, like, up in arms, because it was, like, you know, scary to be stuck in a hospital like that where you don't know anything, you know. I thought... The first thing I thought was, like, are they going to take her insurance? Because it's, like, from here... Like, I don't know, if you go to a foreign country, does your insurance carry over? I don't know.
Depends where you go. Like, I think in the UK, I think if you get in an accident,
like, I think you have to be traveler's
if they have free health insurance, I don't think you have to worry.
Maybe. In some places, but that might be for, like, I know in Canada they have free health insurance, but that might only be for residents. That's an interesting thing. I never thought about that when I traveled anywhere. I don't know. I know when I went to Portugal, I never thought twice about it. And could have went down.
Could have got a Louis Vuitton stuck in a cobblestone street.
Yeah, no. Said I was just a blonde-haired girl that was running in a sports bra and spandex shorts causing a problem.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
I went early in the morning. This was when I was exercising, and I wanted to go for a walk. So father told me where I could walk, like he showed me the day before. I walked. I guess they didn't know I was going to be walking with a sports bra. It was devastatingly hot and short, like biker shorts.
Yeah.
And I was very fit at the time, and I was running through town, and then I walked a little bit, and I would run and walk. And apparently, by the time I got back to the house, everybody knew about the blonde girl that had walked down to the end of the pier to the water.
You were the town whore.
Yeah, I was the town whore, pretty much. The American that was running with the blonde hair. Yep.
There goes the town whore.
There she goes. Follow her at will.
I mean, I'm just surprised you went running in a foreign country on your own.
It wasn't like... It was in this small town. Like, you couldn't go far. Like...
No, I know, but I wouldn't even go running around in our town on my own.
I'm telling you, I was a whole different person.
My God, yeah. Well, listen to her. We talk about it all. She literally said now. She, like...
Definitely
was a whole different person.
I don't know who I was.
I didn't even know about that.
I thought about it after the fact, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I could have got kidnapped. I could have got mugged. Could have got attacked. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously not much. And back then, there was no phone or none of that. Yeah, no. I had no phone.
What's impressive is someone moved faster than you to get the word, though, back to them.
They got on their donkey and they ran. I don't know how they got back, but they probably sent it over each fence of the yards or something. That's, how
Look out your window. She'll be back in about 10 minutes. We're going on pace here. The blonde whore is coming.
The blonde whore is coming up.
The blonde whore is coming. The blonde whore is coming.
Well, that's how they've dropped off, like, the biscuits in the morning and stuff. Like, somebody rang a bell and you went out and got it.
It's like the British are coming.
And it was with a horse that was pulling that cart. No lie.
I didn't say horse. I said whore.
But it was a horse pulling the cart.
Okay.
Anyway. So let's get to the meal. So now this is Whitney's event, and they have a chef that they brought in who has created an aphrodisiac menu. And I was surprised because I thought the girls were going to have problems with this for some weird reason. Yeah. But they all, said it was impressive. And
yeah,
I mean, those type of meals sadly are, because it is about the flavors. And she explained it that it's like you want all the flavors to come together in your mouth and explode in a whole, thing of, food.
Like a perfect bite.
And sometimes I couldn't tell if some of them were enjoying it or if they thought it was gross.
Yeah.
It was a tough call sometimes, but then
maybe there was just so many flavors they were like,
I don't know, but then
I'm not really sure what I should feel.
Yeah, they were like, that was really good. So I was like, okay. So they do a little light discussion, but the big thing I think was what Whitney dropped their little bomb or whatever, which I thought what you were saying was interesting because she made it sound like that in season 2 she did this whole love is art thing with her husband, and where you put a canvas down and you roll around and paint, and whatever comes out of the painting is the painting. So she said that he lost his job based on that.
Yeah, but I thought Heather...
I thought they said that too.
Said that she... I literally, I thought she said that too, and I didn't say it yet. That's because we talked about this before while we were watching the episode. Everybody knows.
Oh.
No, I know. I just thought that was funny. I thought Heather said that he lost it because of COVID.
I thought I remember that too in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. We might have to go back and look at that.
I thought she said that too. But
we'll go back and look, and we'll come back next week.
They showed a flashback of him talking about this, saying that they said because his wife is on TV, maybe they should go their separate ways or whatever. Which, I mean, I was very impressed because she said that her husband said,
I'm trying to read my next note, going, huh? And it's not gonna make sense because it's the recording that you just took. Almost done, Mama is done.
Mama's done. I'm telling you, she's done. We're sitting in the dock, so we're almost done.
Yeah. I don't have any other notes, though.
Pepsi tells them that, some Pepsi comes when the meal's kind of over, which the meal was, I thought, really fast. I felt like the chef that was there, he was running through the things. I felt like he gave them, 2 things, and then he gave them a dessert.
Yeah, it was a bunch of little things.
But it didn't even look like big things. He gave them an oyster or something.
Well, that's probably why Portia was in the kitchen eating the KFC
that's
again.
What I'm saying. And then he gave him something wrapped in a leaf. And then they had some kind of dessert or something like that. And then Pepsi comes in and tells them that before he leaves, he wants them to come into the other room because there's entertainment or something. And in comes these 2 young, short, tiny dancer people. And basically they're going to teach them how to use a stripper pole.
Yeah.
So when they go into the room, they're a couple of them did it. I think it was...
most of them did it.
Giselle, Marisol did it. We know Whitney did it.
Yeah.
I think Heather got... I think the one that didn't get on it was... Candace and Alexis.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Alexis was saying she's watching Whitney on the pole. And yes, Whitney was extreme. Clearly she knows how to use the pole because she was... upside down, hanging with just her feet and stuff. And that stuff's not easy because I have a friend who's taken that as an exercise class. And
I thought you were going to say you did that also as well when you were in Portugal. They took that blonde whore and threw her up on the pole.
No, I did not do that. But she said that she's taking that right now, and she said that it is very hard.
Yeah. It's a lot of core.
Mm-hmm. She said it's very hard to do. It's not easy. She showed me a video of her doing it, and it was somewhat what they were doing there, and I'm thinking if that move is that hard, they were holding the lady's legs up and stuff like that.
There was I was
he was bracing.
The dancer was helping them, but he was helping everybody else but Whitney. Whitney was just
Whitney didn't need no help. No.
Whitney was shaking it around though. I think that pole was not very stable because there was some of them that got on that pole like it was gonna It was going to bust down.
I agree with Alexia. She wonders why, like, Whitney has these problems. Well, you're on a pole upside down, and then, like, she, like, kind of flips down and comes down off the pole into a split, and
they blur their hoo-ha and her nipples.
Yeah, so, I mean, clearly a lot of things were showing. But, like, all the women agreed at the table when they were eating. They said, you know, doing scenes like that never pay off. Like, I give you credit for doing it.
Everybody's
Oh, my God. Yeah, and they're like, it never pays off. It never comes off the way it should come off. No, because it's not like, it is kooky. It is weird. And you just shouldn't do it. Like, it's not you could talk about it or say something that you did it, but I think, you should never film them. I think they're wrong, but.
The best part, though, is Portia referenced the kissing in the bathtub. And I think Marisol goes, yes, I'm thinking of Tamra Judge, but they showed Teresa.
Yeah. And well, they showed Tamra too, but they showed Teresa too.
So I wonder if that's who Portia was referencing, like somebody else. But the fact that you have two of those clips to show is like a little. And like, I will say that Teresa's
was the real creepiest one that.
Well, that's because everybody knew they didn't like each other.
No, like, it was just so like. Weird.
At least you know Tamra and Eddie like each other.
Yeah. Yeah. So it ends kind of there and ends with Whitney and. Candace going to
the confessional and
deciding they got to get rid of that pot. They can't take it back with them, so they're going to start. Because they even said, "Oh, we have a lot to get through." Something, and if you only got 2 nights,
maybe that's why she had the glasses on earlier. She didn't want anybody to know she was high.
Maybe she was.
That could be it.
I don't know, because she does take them off.
Yeah,
as it goes on, but maybe that's what it was. Was that maybe she got high for the meal or something? I think it was going to like. I don't know. Thinking maybe
the best part though is
the glasses were on for Marisol's event.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe she was smoking that day. Like maybe she was high then. Maybe she just didn't want to talk about it. I will say the best part though is she then after wanders out of that room and's like, "Oh, I'm hungry." She eats the KFC. Somebody left the KFC on the table. She started eating that.
Yeah, all of a sudden, I don't know if Portia requested it, but somebody came in with KFC again.
Yeah, and the guy was, and I think she goes, "What is that?" And the guy goes, "KFC." I think it was probably like a producer's meal. Yeah. Like maybe they ordered food for themselves.
And she's like, "Oh, great, get down with it." And then
and then somebody left it there, and
but
she's
I don't know what it
out
was. I don't know what Whitney was actually. It was. You sure it didn't look like it?
Yeah, because it was white and then it had like a brown in it, like I think like a gravy.
It just looked weird. I don't know.
But she was like scooping it like it was like ice cream almost. Yeah, so that's it might have just been a Whitney thing there, making it look weird.
She made it. Yeah, she made it look real weird, and then she goes to the pool to like. Drown basically because that's what I saw coming. The minute you saw her going to the pool, I'm like, oh,
she sat on the floaty, but she kind of sat on the stairs part where like she wasn't gonna get wet, or she was just gonna kind of sit and do
it didn't work out for her.
Because she flipped right into the pool, but she fell on the stairs.
I know. Yeah, so I'm waiting to see if that starts up with it
she could be in the hospital with Leah. They could have a joint room now.
Yeah, and we still don't really know what's going on with Leah.
But that's all from us because it's just kind of
I hope next week it's the last week. I hope it does something special, like picks up. I don't even know what I want it to do. That's the sad part. It's like I don't even know what I want it to do. I just want it to.
It's too late now.
I just want it to just fix itself, please. Let me see what time this is. 8:00. It just needs to fix itself.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, maybe if they do a Watch What Happens live reunion, maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we won't. I don't know. It depends if they give a lot from it.
I think they'll definitely. Did they
do one? I think they did, yeah. But, it depends on if they have a decent amount to talk about in the Watch What Happens live interviews to really, discuss it here.
Yeah, that's really it. I got nothing else.
So
I think
make sure you leave us a good rating. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Okay. Or don't give us a thumbs down. Leave a comment instead telling us how we can improve. And make sure you subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any episodes. We do these every Monday and, just till next Monday, I guess.
Yeah.
And every Saturday we do The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Still working on that Vanderpump. It's a lot.
Yeah, but we're getting closer.
Yeah. Raquel's here. That's how we know we're closer.
Has entered the season.
Yeah.
And watching her back, I have to say, as somebody that's watching currently Vanderpump, interesting. Interesting says a lot. It's interesting. And of course, there's so many videos and things coming out now of the two of them. That's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's one from Ariana's birthday this year, which is just sad. It's just sad. And you see the two of them interacting. And if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. But now that you do, you're like, yeah, something's going on between the two of them. Because it's just, the dynamic is interesting. What's really sad is all this happened and they're not even together.
Yeah, I know.
That's what's really sad. So, what are you going to do?
All right. well, we'll be back next week to talk about the last and the finale.
The finale. Where's my Casa Seldu? I'm not really sure what the name of it is anymore. It's the pretty bottle. Oh, maybe that's what they'll call it. Where's the pretty bottle? Ding, ding. Because when we sat on top, there's a bell.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta go. There's hot dogs to be wrapped.
I'm waiting on you. You gotta just say your line. You're just diddle-daddling about the bottle.
Hit the button because there's hot dogs.